All right, Chelsea, thank you so much for being here and talking to our audience. You just had a crazy 2 weeks leading up to an even crazier week of fulfillment and delivery. Before we get into anything else, can you tell whoever's watching this who you are, what it is that you do, and also why it is that you ended up coming to the Garage Gym Revolution?
Totally. So my name is Chelsea. I found Evan through, I think it was Instagram. I saw that he was helping fitness professionals get things rolling, and I took a chance. And I do not regret any of that. Let me tell you, I am a personal trainer. I am a specialist in fitness nutrition, also getting certified in just a nutritionist certification, and wanted to go mostly online. So that's why I contacted Evan.
Cool. Wanted to go mostly online, even though we're primarily focused on the garage gym thing, personal training thing. But I think when we first connected, I told you with like your presence, I believed you had an opportunity to make quite a decent amount of money, so long as you focused your efforts in one thing. Is that right?
Right. Yes. I was thinking about online. I was kind of toying with the idea, and then it kind of just launched that way. So
cool. So you've been with us for about 3 months now. And the first 2 months, there was a huge learning curve for you and a little bit of hesitation. Can you walk us through what those first 2 months were you before you just launched your badass promotion, which we'll get into in a second?
Yes. So I was going back and forth with, do I want to do on-demand workouts? Do I want to have, I was just trying to figure out the back end of what I wanted to launch and what I wanted to do. And it was a process, and I was not doubting myself, but I was having just like issues with like, what do I really want to do? How am I going to make these people happy? I was just like struggling. And I kind of just realized that most people need help on the food side and doing that whole thing. But I also needed help with sales and needed help with the business side. I'm like a personal person. I love people. I can talk to people, but the science behind marketing and sales and all of this stuff that I didn't know was what I have been learning the past couple months, obviously from Evan and the whole Garage Gym Revolution, and learned a whole bunch, but was still just having issues with me. I was like, what do I really, really, really want to do? Once I locked it in, things started happening.
Yeah. And before things started happening, you actually sent me an email kind of expressing your hesitation, your fear. You were thinking about opting out of the program.
100,
and then I kind of like pulled you, and I was like, you can't, you're gonna be huge if we take action. So can you tell me a little bit about those fears and perhaps about like what helped you kind of overcome those fears and decide to stick with the plan?
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to realize that you do not put out fake stuff. You don't put out fake shit. And when you say something, and the things that you say about this client made this much and my client made this much in this amount of time, I think I never realized that I could be one of those people truly with that amount of money. And because I was spending so much time like figuring out what I wanted to do, I kept looking at my bank account and I kept looking at everything. And I was like, I can't afford this. I'm not going to make this money. It's not going to happen for me. And I kind of just started doubting myself and doubting my abilities truly. And so I had a freak out and was like, I got to opt out. And I'm very thankful that I didn't.
Yeah. I think I told you that when people want to opt out, if I know they're not doing the work, then that's fine. If they don't have what it takes, then I completely understand. But I knew that you had what it takes, and I was not going to let you go out without a little bit of fight. So let's get into your first promo cycle, which you launched 2-3 weeks ago, and tell me how that went.
So I did my first one. I posted it on Instagram. That's kind of where most of my audience is. And it was kind of just like, I'm putting out this nutrition 6-week program. I decided to start with a challenge, and people just started rolling in quicker and faster than I could have imagined. And it also was using so many of the tools, obviously, that you've taught me, just in terms of like things you don't even think about, but like what you should put on your flyer and what you should put on your ads and what you should put that's going to catch people's eye. And it started just rolling in. And before I knew it, I had like 30 leads. So my promo cycle was a little shorter because I literally couldn't take on double that. So I stopped it a little sooner, but had about 30 leads and it took off.
So you had about 30 people inquire for the thing that you were offering. Of those inquiries, how many people did you end up actually having a phone call with? And of those phone calls, how many people did you end up closing? And then of those closes, how much money did you end up collecting?
So out of the calls, had a couple cancellations, little things here and there, just because of, little things. But about 25, and I closed 15. Awesome. So after 10 people heard the price, here and there, give or take, closed 15.
Awesome. And so you had 30 inquiries, maybe 25 calls. So of the inquiries, 5 people didn't show. Of those 25, you ended up closing 15. I'm not sure what that percentage is. Quick math. I wish that I was better at math. It's about a 60% close rate, which is good. So of those 15 people, how much was the cost of your service and how much did you collect?
It was $834 in total. And if they paid in full, they got a 10% discount, which came to $751. So $751 closed, paid in full, times 15. We're looking at about $11,265.
Did everybody pay in full?
Except two are weekly. And so 2 are $139 a week.
Gotcha. So you got recurrings at $139 a week. You got 13 pays in full. So a little bit more than $10,000 generated. I'm sorry, a little bit more than $10,000 collected, and 11,000. What was the number?
11,265.
$11,265 generated
in about 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. How many? So you said you cut your promo cycle short because you couldn't handle the volume. How many posts did you do? And over what period of time?
I did 3 posts in about 3 days rather than 5.
That is awesome. Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is incredible. Okay. So for anybody who's on the fence about having a phone call with us to see if we can help them with their business, what advice would you give to them?
I would say that, for one, there are a ton of business coaches out there that don't genuinely care and just want your money. So first things first, trust Evan, trust these people. They're not out to make money for themselves. They genuinely want you to succeed. So that's the first thing. And I could tell that from even just talking to him on the first meeting. But secondly, you're going to have moments of is this the route I want to go? Is this the way I want to go? And that's okay. You can change your mind a little bit. You have time. That's the beauty of this program. And even when I was struggling the past 2 months just with myself and what I wanted to do, I was learning so much. And all of that knowledge is still growing and I'm still doing, but it paid off so much to just the point I'm at now and the point that it's gotten me to. So you just kind of have to trust it and also trust yourself, because you never know what's going to happen. And if you're just confident, and also be confident in your price and your value. And that's something I struggled with too, is charging accordingly to your service. But yeah, I've just learned a ton and it's totally worth it. 120%.
Awesome. Struggles overcome, fears conquered, and more success coming your way. Chelsea, thank you so much. Really appreciate you talking to us and your audience. See you soon.
Of course. See you soon.